Hi guys, this is Vini from Brazil. It's a pleasure to talk to you. I'm gonna be talking to you about around May's theme, which is values, living authentically. I would just like to share a little bit of my experience and background related to this theme. And I see this conversation, this video as a conversation. So feel naturally and just let's go. So as I said, my name is Vini. I live in Brazil currently, and I'm a process facilitator passionate about bringing the best in people. And this passion has driven me to interesting places. The two places where I can use this knowledge and can use my experience in the most effective way is through WISE, World Innovation Summit for Education, where I work as a fellow trying to drive change into the educational environment globally, along with 32 more fellows from all the corners of the world. And I'll be joining Minerva in September. Minerva is definitely a new concept of higher education. One thing worth mentioning is that we spend at least a semester in 7 different countries during the undergraduate studies. So it's quite a different experience that everyone's used to, and I'm quite excited to join it in September. So both of these experiences they have been really rich in making me see cultures in a different way. And as a facilitator, the thing that I do for a living is to bring people together and have these people talk through the diversity of perspectives, of experiences, of emotions they have, and create a common ground. And this common ground is the most beautiful thing you can ever find. Having people from all the different places and walks of life come together and find things in common about each other. And also, not only find things in common, but also admire what is different. And values, I think, are in a very almost paradoxical way. They are universally shared because even I can have that values different from you. You can empathize and understand where my values are coming from. And also they are unique to each person. It is as if the values were the compounds, but we as persons we bring these compounds together in a very unique mixture, which is different from person to person. Uh, and another interesting perspective that I have because of my work with nonviolent communication is that values are manifestations of universal human needs. Universal human needs is a concept we use in nonviolent communication in order to bridge people together through the things that they have in common. Every human being has a need of recognition, of security, of self expression, of love, of community, and so on. And although each person has a different strategy and a different way of achieving these needs, we all have them. And we can all empathize to a certain extent to another human being striving to fulfill these needs. And values, the thing that you care about in life, and the things that you choose to care about, they are sorts of mixtures of human needs. They are mixtures, compounds that you decide to take into your life and that are based into these needs. So the really beautiful thing is that we have our own values, but the values that we have are not only yours because we share them with other people in humanity. And also, the beauty in values is that although we may share a value, we may have different opinions on how to achieve that value. A lot of people find equality an important thing for them, but people have starkly different ways of viewing the way to achieve equality or equity, if you wanna have another term. So that is the very interesting thing for me. How do you bridge people together for the things that they have in common, while respecting the difference that builds upon this commonality, that builds upon this shared humanness? And that's one of the most interesting and difficult and challenging but also beautiful things to do. And for me, this is very much related to the concept of global citizenship. Because for me, global citizenship is not about the places you've been to or the places you're gonna travel to. It's about your capacity. It's about your capacity to identify what you have in common with people that are extremely different from you, but also be able to respect and find the beauty in this difference. It is almost as if global citizenship was not a place to get to, but a way to live. A way in which you choose to care about people that think differently from you. A choice to care about people that you may not know yet, that may live thousands of miles away from you, but also a choice to do this really hard job of maybe loving is too strong a word, but I'm gonna use it. Loving the people that are different from you, and recognizing the beautiful and the really special things that make these people who they are, even if that's extremely different from what you think, and extremely different from what you experience as a human being and things that you feel. So it is, and authenticity also is a very close concept, because for me authenticity is this process of self-cognition, of looking back at who you are, looking back at your roots, but also looking back at your own patterns of behavior, your own patterns of being, and recognizing that everything that you've been through, everything that you've every choice that you've made is really about who you are. And it's not, in living authentically, it may not actually change you in a drastic way where like you're gonna have extremely different decisions and have an extremely different way of moving in your life, but it's an awareness that you conquer through this process of self-awareness, self-cognition, self-discovery. And it's this awareness, it's this awareness of the relativity, the privilege you have for being who you are, privilege that other people share, but not of being who you are, but being who they are, and all the beauty complex things that they also have been through, and all the choices that they have made, which make them an uniquely complex human being. And for me, authenticity is about gaining this self-awareness, but it is an interesting kind of self-awareness because it enables us to recognize what is special about other human beings. And I live a very extreme difference of this which I'm talking about in Qatar. It is a peninsular country in the Middle East, and it was the place where I had my first residential session into WISE in the fellowship that I'm part of. Because that was the place where all my stereotypes got shattered, because I'm definitely not a third culture kid. I've been born in a very small town in Brazil, and it was not until 2 years ago when I had my first international experience. But every experience that I have, it just shows me how it is impossible to grasp all the complexity that a human being presents to you, throws at your face. And there is no way to go about living authentically if you not recognize the speciality you have for coming from where you come from, but also recognizing the uniqueness of all the other human beings who share this world with you. So for me, values are important, extreme, especially because they bring you capacity to empathize with others, but they also bring a new awareness to who you are. And this is related to all the discoveries that I've had in these past few years. I hope this talk was somehow insightful to you. I'll be really happy to share any knowledge that I have about process facilitation, conflict mediation, conflict transformation, and all the work that I've been doing with education as well. It has been definitely an interesting journey of recognizing the really shared but also unique humanity each of us have. And I'm definitely available to talk further by email. My email is Vinicius. It's a complicated name, but it's probably gonna be on the YouTube video you're watching. So it's Vinicius MSS at live.com. I'll be happy to talk. And I'm also preparing a newsletter for when I'm going to Minerva, trying to sum up all the concepts that I'm going to be exposed to in innovation and education, and trying to analyze and see what are the patterns of how the world of education is going to look like in the next few years, because I'm extremely related to and working with these concepts of late. So if you're interested about innovation in education and wants to discover how the really innovative model of Minerva feels from the inside, please sign up, and I'm gonna let you know of the further steps in order to engage. Okay? It was a pleasure to talk to you guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.